Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Evan back again for Strictly Comics, and just wanted to do a quick video showing you guys some books that I picked up for New Comic Book Day Wednesday, but I also have an unboxing to do right after we're done with that. So stick around, and I hope you guys enjoy. This right here is actually just a rare eBay purchase. Picked this up off of eBay for, like, with shipping, I think it was like $8 or a little bit less. So I was really happy to get this. I was checking it out, and in my opinion, I think it still kind of holds up a little bit. It's not really that bad for a cartoon series being what, almost 30 years old. I think at this point it's about what, 27 years old or whatever. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Really brought back a lot of memories. Was never like a huge G.I. Joe. I think I was more of a Transformers guy, but I do remember the G.I. Joe cartoon, and it actually pretty good. I actually can kind of sit down and kind of bear to watch this a little bit. It's not as big of a deal as it is when you're like 3, 4, 5 years old. So, but yeah, got that, and so let's go ahead and get into the new comic books that I picked up. This I think came out last week, but I didn't go get my pull list from my LCS last week. So we got that, and that's actually the only book that came out last week that I didn't show. Books for this week, I got this right here, which I think everybody is getting into this storyline, including myself. It took me this long to finally get into it, just because I don't buy a lot of modern comics these days. But everybody is talking about House of X. But Apocalypse is actually one of my favorite characters, favorite villains, and this cover just kind of stood out. So this kind of gets me into getting caught up and reading with what's going on in the House of X storyline. I'm not a huge Hickman fan, but people are talking so much about this that I'm going to go ahead and read this storyline and get caught up with what everybody else is reading. So I got that. Also, I got this right here. I got this just for the cover. This is the what is this? Absolute Carnage. And it looks like this is a J. Scott Campbell cover. So this was just a cover purchase pretty much. I did read Absolute Carnage #1. Really good read. But at $5 a pop, I'm just not going to continue buying it. And that's kind of the biggest disappointment with me right now, because, even this was $5. This was $5. And then this right here was $5 as well. But I'm a huge Transformers fan, and it's issue number 0. I stopped reading Transformers just because it got kind of too political. And what I mean by that is it got political in the Transformers universe. And I just want like a lot of action. I want splash page, double splash page, really cool action scenes. And there was just a lot of dialogue in a lot of the Transformers that I was reading. So it really kind of turned me off. And so I quit buying it. Maybe this will get me to jump back on. I don't know. But it's a number 0. It says 84. Really cool Optimus versus Megatron scene right there. So I will read this and we'll just see where it goes. And last but not least, I had to go to a couple of LCSs to get this. This is actually the B cover, Napoleon Dynamite issue number 1. This is the sequel, they say, to Napoleon Dynamite, but in comic book form. I guess it's just too expensive to put on the big screen or even a DVD at that. So this is issue number 1, which I think this is 1 out of 4. And it's going to be the sequel to Napoleon Dynamite. I kind of flipped through it. The artwork isn't really that bad. But the A cover has, like, how Napoleon wears the Vote Pedro t-shirt? Well, Vote is X'd out and it says Veto. Veto Pedro. So it definitely got my, got me curious to see where this storyline is going. But this cover is really the cover that I wanted, just because of that, image of Napoleon Dynamite. So just such a goofy character. But that's it, everybody. That's all that I picked up for New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Stick around and we will do the unboxing video next. All right, so here's the package right here. And we're going to go ahead and open it up. I think I'll be pretty quick so that you guys won't have to do a lot of waiting. At least I hope I'll be quick. I know some people kind of pre-open these, but because of the type of books that these are, I don't want to pre-open just because I don't want any questions if something is wrong with these books. So, like I said, they are from CGC, and let's go ahead and packaging here. All right. All right, so up first. All right, so this book right here, you guys are probably going to already see it on the back. It is Otaku Dan's book, and he's locally here in Houston, and he wanted me to send this book in for him after I cleaned it and pressed it. I actually posted cleaning and pressing pictures on my Instagram of this book. The thing about this book, it's got some writing on the cover, which I did not really mess with. I can't really do much with that when there's ink on it. But the thing about this book, I'm going to go ahead and show it real quick, and there's something that I really need to talk about. It is a Hulk 181. I'm not going to show the grade just yet. Maybe you guys might be able to guess the grade. Maybe not. Anyways, I told him that if this came back as a green label, that it would come back around a 4.5, and it came back. Sorry about the glare, you guys. Came back a CGC 4.5. Now, I have been told that you can get these books blue labeled. It is missing the Marvel value stamp. I've been told that you can get these books blue labeled. If they're missing the value stamp, it's just a much lower grade. But I've been told also when I called CGC customer support that they said that you have to make a note of it. And I did a big note on my invoice underlining no green label. And they still gave a green label. And I don't know why it's yellow. Maybe the only way they do green labels is when they do, I don't know. I've never seen this before. I thought it would have been like all green. I don't know. It says Marvel value stamp missing from page 10. Does not affect story. Incomplete. But it got a green label. And I told CGC I wanted a blue label. I don't care if it comes back as a 2 or 2.5. So now I have to resubmit it for Otaku Dan so that we can get a blue label, because a lot of us know that green labels kind of kill books. So Hulk 181 came back a CGC 4.5. And I think Otaku Dan said he won this in a raffle. So kudos to him. He said it was his first Hulk 181. It's not a bad looking book. It's still a good book to have, even if the Marvel value stamp is missing. I'd have it in my collection. So we got that. Now this next book is mine, and it is a Silver Age book. I expected this book to come back between a 1.0 and a 1.5. It's got a big chunk missing on the front cover. And I got this book back in November of 2017. I did not impress it, clean it, because it's such a low grade. It would not help the grade at all. And it was already detached at one staple or something like that. But either way, very happy to have this book, but it won't be in my possession for long because it's either going to get raffled or sold, because I need the money for a project that I plan on doing in about 4 or 5 years. But it came back. I'll show you the grade in a second. X-Men #1. It came back as a 1.8. So I'm very surprised, as you guys can see right here. Whoever owned this book before I did took some scissors and cut out the X-Men team above the price with a pair of scissors. So there's this huge, 2 by 1 inch piece missing from the front cover. But it says origin, first appearance of the X-Men, Professor X, Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, and Marvel Girl, and Magneto. But I had to get it slabbed. I didn't want to sell it as a raw copy just because it was so brittle that it's just I don't think that books like this are good to have raw because number one, you don't really want to flip through it and read it because you could further damage the book. So I knew I had to get it preserved. Plus, when I decided to sell it, I knew it needed to be slabbed anyways because it just puts a value to the particular book when it's graded. The cover, I mean, if somebody's an expert in pressing, they could press it and clean it. But to be honest with you, it's really not going to change the grade. It's really beat up, you guys. It not beat up, but it's brittle and it's detached from one staple. I think the other staple has a little bit of rust. A lot of Marvel chipping, but I got an X-Men #1, and I think I'm going to probably try to raffle it off first before I have to sell it. Last 1.8 CGC recorded sale, it sold for $33.50. So I probably won't ask for less than $3,500 for this book. So yeah, X-Men #1. Never owned a copy. Have one now, temporarily. Cream to off-white pages. That's to be expected for a book that's like 50, 60 years old, almost 60 years old. So, hey, there you go. So, thank you for this watching this unboxing video. I really appreciate it. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, keep God first in your life and enjoy your comic books. And until next time, everybody, have a great weekend. Peace.